you interviewed for your job at NAD?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I think more.
What was everyone's first impression of Mad About Style?
My first impression was, and the reason that I applied to the job at Mad About Style was because I saw you guys on social media and it just looked like you were all best friends and that it was already like a mini little family. And I just remember thinking, wow, that's so awesome and I want to be in that.
Customer service. I think that you dial into the client experience, and that's what made me come back over and over again. And then finally want to be part of the family, just like the girl said, just to be in the family and be part of it.
Let's let the record state, though, that Caitlin started as Nad's #1 client. She probably has more clothes in her wardrobe than I do. If you could describe Nad in one word, what would it be?
I feel like there's a different like personal and then professional.
Yeah.
Where I'd say like personal, it's my family.
Yeah.
Oh no.
No.
And then professional, it's I think it's unique or like
I would say iconic.
yeah.
It's like it's one of a
There's
kind.
nothing
There's nothing like this.
Yeah.
I would say home.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah,
It feels right.
it feels right.
I want to say inspiring because I'm often inspired by not only you guys, but our clients that come in here and they're looking for something and they always find exactly what they're looking for and they give the best feedback. And, you know, it's such a great conversation all the time. Almost every day that I come in here, I leave and I'm like, that was a great day. Like I had such a great time. Like that's kind of what I would say.
Caitlin, how many years have you been here?
I think working on 5 years, but as a client since you opened.
15.
Caitlin's been around the longest actually.
This will be my 6th year in September.
9 years. 1.5.
8 years? Coming on 8 years.
Almost 5 years.
Me too, almost 5. I think the 3 of us were
We were right around the same time. Yeah.
In your time here, what has been the most rewarding part of working at NAD?
All of them.
Like, come on.
The friendships that you make.
That's why we're all here.
Yeah. I feel like part of that for me is the feeling that I have with clients and being able to share my love for fashion with people who either love fashion just as much as I do or maybe need a little help with their fashion and their like daily wardrobe or work wardrobe or whatever it is at that time. I feel like being able to help someone that needs it or wants it and have them leave the store feeling better about just fashion in general or what they came in for is just such an amazing feeling. And it's honestly the best job I could have asked for someone who loves fashion so deeply is to share it with everyone and talk about it all day.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want to do that?
The evolution of style and like I think that represents like really like becoming more comfortable in who I am and like gaining so much confidence over the years and then being able to share that with the team and with clients in the store, like knowing what feels right on like how I pick something for me versus like how someone else would pick something for them. And like it's just such an individual experience and learning about yourself makes a big difference in clothing. I feel like it's a unique thing to share.
What makes NAD so special?
I think just genuinely like waking up every day, absolutely loving what I do. That seeing all of your faces and just seeing the clients and just help like all of it, just genuinely in love with this job and what it means and these ladies, just absolutely everything.
I always think of ever since I got hired here, there's a quote from The Devil Wears Prada and it's like 1 million girls would kill for that job. And that is this like to a T. I often get asked like, oh, like you still work there? Obviously I've moved on with my career, but it's because of everyone here. Like it doesn't even feel like work to me anymore because of all of you. And it's exactly that. Like you just love what you're doing. The time just flies because it's so fun and you get to hang out with your friends and make connections with clients and do what you love.
And like Nicola has created such an amazing community, like not just with us, but with like our clients, like we have clients that we all know by name and know exactly what they like. We see something and we're like, oh, so and so would love that.
Yes.
You know, like it's just like such an amazing community of people, and it's just like such a joy to be here. Like I keep asking for things. Like, can I do permanent jewelry pop-ups? Because I want to come back every day, like every week. Like it's such a great place to be. Like it's just.
I think we're part of everyone's journey in their life. You come for like your wedding, your baby shower,
Yeah. All your important moments.
Yeah, core moments. You just come to Mad About Style, and I think that's what I enjoy about being here is that no matter what it is, we're helping someone find a huge piece for that moment in their life.
How does it feel to be a part of such a long-standing team? I'm going to ask you that because you're a long timer.
I think that it just goes to show how people have really bought into the vision and the family and the desire to see it all work and come to life. And I think that every success is more sweet with such a long-standing family, and every like hard moment is easier with friends around. So
And you've also been around for the ups and the downs. And you've been able to experience it together and grow through that, which is so huge.
Yeah.
Can you recall any special moments as a team? What would be some of your like standout moments as a team?
Our first big launch after 2020. Walking into the back room, seeing Nicola and Iz hugging.
Spring
crying,
launch. It was spring
It was-
of like what,
yes.
2022?
possibly. The atmosphere back in the store, the joy that the team had just to see the community come back together. It just felt so good. And to be a part of that moment, it just made it all worthwhile. Why I was so scared to apply, and here I am. But just that moment is why I'm a part of this journey. For sure.
I thought the Jilly Box was like a pretty insane moment.
yes.
For us,
Yeah.
all of us. Like it just, creating like even like, again, behind the scenes to create the garments themselves and the print and everything that goes into it. And then we all had a hand in QCing all those pieces, like 20,000 units. And then even like, it's not just doing that, it's doing the campaign that we all worked on together and doing all the promotional piece. Like it was just such a project, and I was like really proud of us for doing that.
Yeah.
It was pretty awesome.
What does that feel like for you to see your print on? It would have been 10,000 units that were floral prints. Does it still catch you by surprise, or like what's the moment when you see it out in public, because we see it so often?
Yeah, I don't know. It's very surreal. It was like such a long process to like see it come to life, and it's very exciting. Doesn't really feel like it does. Yeah, I don't know. It feels very surreal.
Every time I tell someone, oh yeah, like my friend made that, they cannot believe it. Like, what? Like how does that work?
I think that's also just like an interesting part of MAD is like everybody's individual talents are so valued, and you can find like a niche really easily and explore that. And that was like a side hobby that turned into like a very large project, and that's a cool moment.
How have you seen MAD grow and evolve, and what are some things that stand out to you?
I think it's so fun to see how the fashion has
The trends.
evolved in general.
Yeah.
It like we go back through our archives on Instagram, and I'm seeing some of the outfits that I used to wear, and I was like, oh my gosh. But at the time, totally cool.
Yeah.
And maybe I wouldn't wear it now, but I was loving it then, just as I love what I wear now to work. So it's just fun to see fashion evolve like through our social media. It's just like a little time capsule that we've kept.
I mean, even just like the online presence that we've made, like that was never a thing in the beginning. Or when would you say it?
We launched our first online store in 2014. We would have shot the product on mannequins. It wasn't even on. So we would have hauled mannequins from the store to a studio downtown in the Exchange where we shot our spring campaign this year. That was a studio we would use. So we would haul mannequins from the store with rolling racks of product, and we shot the product on the mannequins.
I just think it's so cool that like a Winnipeg local business, people know about it all over the country. That's pretty cool.
I think it's interesting how many times you have to reinvent yourself
Mhm.
over the years to stay ahead, to stay relevant. And I think that that's been a really, like, it's a big challenge to like think of new ways, especially when the team's been around so long. Like I find it's hard to change. It's hard to like think of new ways to do things. So I think that it's like very interesting to see how we all push things forward. And I don't know how you keep thinking of ideas. I truly don't. I think that's so inspiring, and being the sounding board for Nicola's ideas is mind blowing to me. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So I think that's such a huge driving force to everything that happens here, and I think that we're all pretty much in awe of it.
I really don't know how you do it. Like, I do not know how you do what you do.
We're obviously not just all work, we're play too. There's lots of funny moments that have happened throughout our years together, and because we're such a small team, we obviously have seen many, many moments. What are the funniest moments that you can recall?
I think definitely Academy Road days. Someone always gets burnt
Oh,
outside.
The back of my legs, like my front was fine, but just the way I was standing one year, like my whole backside was burnt to a crisp.
I do think our warehouse sale that we had last year, it was such a fun time. It was such a great day. And then as soon as it was time to pack up and roll things back to our actual warehouse, there was a literal tornado happening. And we were like going to war with those racks to try not to fly away to get them back to the warehouse before it started downpouring. And it was just like,
It's like
of
walking
course.
through a wind tunnel.
Yeah.
Can you each recall your most successful day or launch at MAD?
I feel like my most intense, busy launch that I can remember was when we were at the Gilly Academy in Toronto. I think I checked out purchases for an hour and a half straight, like no break. So for me, that was like the most intense launch that I've experienced, just because it was so constant. There was just so many great pieces, and everyone was.
And it was in Toronto.
Yeah, and it was in Toronto.
So that was it was an unexpected. Unexpected big day.
I think I have a couple, but I remember one that sticks out was I think maybe one of my first weeks, or maybe third. I don't know.
First weeks.
It's always the first. You were on your honeymoon. It was kind of like a week where I was fulfilling all of the Jilly Box, not the Jilly Box orders, but
That was just the first thing you did.
that was like the first thing I did. Here's
400 orders.
yeah. And then also the day that Jillian Harris came into the store, I think was it the three of us?
Yeah.
That was wild. That was a really cool day. Yeah.
Because that was right after Jilly Box had launched.
Yeah.
So the day that you were packing orders was when the market
Yes.
launched.
Yeah.
So the box had already been sent out, and then yes, Jill came in.
Yeah.
In September, right
Yeah.
after the box had been shipped out with Tori.
Yes. Yeah. That was cool. And everyone was just coming in and being like, "Is that?"
My first launch would have been spring 2018, and I was at the cash desk with Iz, and we were just up there for hours, like nonstop, like scanning, like
robots.
I was sort of blown away, like for my first launch experience, like.
This is what it's like.
Okay, this is good. This is fun. Like, yeah, it was just.
Yeah,
so
me
memorable.
too. I had a crazy launch. Like my first launch was probably like my memory. And I remember Steph, she had this little mini skirt. It was fall. And she had a mini skirt with like a cute like plaid top and like little boots. And this skirt was like popular. It sold out super fast. And she's like, well, I don't know what your comfort level is. But like, I'll just take it off. I just put it on for the shift. So you can like buy it if you want.
Yeah.
That was a good memory.
Something else to wear.
Yeah, she did. I feel like everybody probably remembers their first launch.
Yeah.
And I think that would have been mine
ours
too,
too, yeah.
fall.
Yeah.
And as a customer before working here, fall launch was always my favorite.
Yeah.
And so I remember being so excited. And then throughout the day, just like having this rush of adrenaline, and I was on a high, and then it was over.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I want to do that again.
I know. And the day goes like this because you're
Yes.
just like running around
Hustling.
and it's just like such a vibe and
Yeah.
it's like it's so fun.
People actually take time to like say thank you for helping me. Thank you, Julia. Thank
Yeah.
you, Lauren. Like
Yeah.
they personally say thank you to, then you're like, oh wow, I'm glad that I was able to help. Even in such a busy time as a launch, you can take 5 minutes just to help someone pick a piece or two.
I think making those small connections with clients, that just always feels so successful.
Yeah.
Those little successes, I feel like, make up a really big one.
What do you think has been your favorite collection or piece that has been brought into the shop?
Mine would have to be our pajamas
Yeah.
because that would be my most used, most worn, and honestly just the comfiest because I wear the holiday pajamas all year long. So for me, that's got to be my favorite piece for sure.
I feel like my most iconic piece that I still have in like a memento box is the fluff dress that was like this baby doll beige fluffy dress, and I think that was like my first experience with like the scale like that working with an influencer could have. That was kind of new for Instagram and like that world, and I just remember packing fluff dresses for weeks and weeks, and the post office hated us. We just like were there every day, so I feel like that's a very iconic piece. Now I feel like my most worn is one of our button downs, Mad Collection button down, the linen or the poplin. And then now I think this might just be because it's like you're always looking for the next thing, but fall 2025 I think is maybe my favorite collection. It's not here yet, but it will be. I think every year we go, this one's our best one. This one's our best one. But
My most worn piece is definitely the Tanya dress. Like just
Yeah.
all throughout
Yeah.
the years, like such a classic. But I think just the first collection is my favorite, just because of the memories that's just held behind that. I remember starting the process of making our own collections and just those memories, all the behind the scenes video footage that we have of just going to Shelley and creating it. So just there's such memories behind that. And so, yeah, I just look at that collection and it's just, such good memories.
I remember that phone call to Robin when we knew that we could do our own print. I'm calling her, we were all in the car. I'm calling her and saying,
Yes.
can you do this?
Yeah.
And just that moment of this is really happening.
Like coming into the space and like you guys having, been through the creation of multiple collections, I think was really interesting to kind of be thrown like, put this dress on, see how this dress fits you. And I'm like, okay. And people are measuring me and I'm like, whoa, this is cool. So I don't know. I feel like just seeing the process of all the collections is really, really incredible. But I think I'd probably agree with the PJs. I think that was my first Mad Collection piece. So that holds a special place.
The sail away,
Yeah.
the linen sets.
All right, team. That's your hot seat.
Happy 15, Mad.
Nailed it!
Wow.
Good work.
Amazing.
And that's a wrap.